Hello, everyone. Today we're going to dive deep in some theorems that are talking about congruent triangles. This is really your first kind of glimpse at theorems, and especially as we start moving along and using proofs, these are things that are going to start coming up more frequently. So today we're going to go over just with the definition of congruent triangles. We're going to talk about some triangle rigidity theorems, talk about CPCTC, my favorite acronym in geometry. And then at the end, there'll be some practice problems for you to go through. So first, let's talk about the definition of congruent triangles. So we call two shapes congruent if their corresponding angles and corresponding sides, so those are the things that line up if you were to place them on top of each other, are equal. So if all their sides are the same length and all their angles are the same measurement, then we can go ahead and define them as congruent. Here's an example of what congruent polygons look like. So you see triangles and rectangles there. Notice that there are a couple of symbols that we're going to start working with. The first you can see here are these little hash marks. Hash marks tell you when two sides are congruent. So because both of these sides have one hash mark, then those are congruent sides. Notice that there's some with 2 and some with 3 on the rectangle. We have multiple sides with 2. That shows me that all 4 are the same length. This is just how we denote if two things are congruent. Also, look at the angles. The number of little arcs in an angle will tell you which angles are congruent. And then when we name two shapes, we have to make sure that the letters go in order so that the congruent angles are in the same position. So notice A, B, C. A is congruent to D, B is congruent to E, C is congruent to F, and that's why we name them in that specific order.